Hello, everybody. We're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to take this AI system, which you can find at talktotransformer.com, and we're going to make it write us some Spider Man fan fiction. So basically, Talk to Transformer is a predictive text engine. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some computer expert, I'm far from it, but from what I understand, it's like when you're texting somebody and your phone will give you what it predicts you would like to say next, uh, but way more advanced, and it can kind of do it all on its own. So I'll just I'll just give you an example. So we're just gonna write in Spider-Man, and we're gonna see what it gives us. All right, it'll take a couple seconds to load, and soon this AI system will have a beautiful statement about Spider-Man. It could be anything. It could be it's gonna be weird. Let me just get that out of the way right now. It's gonna be weird, and it might take some time to load. So, all right, here we go. So, Spider Man for the new movie. Apparently, a giant spider bot was accidentally created by the vaunted science of the Craven the Hunter. Will Peter Parker and the Spider Man team be able to stop this menace before it kills anyone? Special mention Spider Man 3. I also know someone would hate me. See what I mean? Oh, and then the original X-Men were first introduced in the pages of Marvel Comics in 1963. They were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, as well as an incredible array of artists, including Steve Ditko, Sal Buscema, Bob Layton, Joe Sinnott, Don Heck, Archie Goodwin, Tony Moore, and George Perez. The books are so popular that every movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a cameo in some. I don't know what that last sentence means. I, for the most part, that X-Men part was actually pretty spot on. They were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1963. I don't know how it got that from Spider-Man. And the rest, uh, I also know someone who would hate me. I think that says it all. But you see what it does now, right? So let's get into some more complex stuff. I just put in like a pretty simple sentence. Spider-Man and Mary Jane were out on a date. It's, a pretty innocuous beginning to a Spider-Man story. So let's see what it comes up with. Spider-Man and Mary Jane were out on a date together. New Spider-Man, Volume 1, number 29, and had visited the home of Spider-Man's girlfriend. Fear itself, number 1. Why is it giving us citations? All right, whatever. They had both been involved in the death of a friend and a teammate. New Spider-Man Volume 1, number 22, presumably from their fight with Venom. Fear itself, number 1. All right, so I don't know why it decided to start citing Fear itself. And as far as I know, New Spider-Man isn't a series, but whatever. The problem with the changing of the dynamic duo occurs on multiple levels, beginning with the fact that it requires Marvel to not only raise the difficulty level of various Spider-Man issues, but also put a seemingly harmless comic book narrative within a ludicrously pretentious adventure story. Granted, it still doesn't matter as much as, say, the fact that Marvel jumped ahead about a year and a half. I I don't know what to say. Ludicrously pretentious adventure story, uh, the citations, um, the fact that so for whatever reason, uh, it generally Talk to Transformer seems to want to make everything sound nonfiction. I don't know if it's something within the programming or just some weird quirk of how it works out. Uh, but now we can take this last part. Uh, yeah, let's just take this last paragraph, copy and paste, put it up here, and then it'll finish the sentence. That's why, it leaves out that blank at the end. Okay, so it has it for us now. So let's go ahead. So jumped about a year and a half to replace writers in order to try and keep up with the pace of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, causing Sam Raimi's films to feel a whole lot like wait, a late night black comedy, which probably helped reinforce any perceived notion that the filmmaker was of the lazy variety. But it's still a relevant bit of info. But more than that, oh boy. All right, let's just start over now. Let's try to get it. Like I want this to give us a real juicy story. I want this to like give us some meat and bones to a narrative. So let's just try, bam, Scorpion. All right, so bam, Scorpion socks Spider-Man in the jaw, sending the wall crawler smashing through the side of the bank. All right, let's see where it goes. Okay, so Spider-Man lifted himself up, his white plastic torso flying like a rag doll as he turned around, the mysterious figure hovering above him. The figure was not just spider-like, but equally as predatory as anything else. Rather, its collaboration was more imposing. Coloration, sorry. Don't want to make this any more ridiculous than it needs to be. Anyway, rather, its coloration was more imposing, resembling a multi armed and armored spider crab. The armored spider crab's right arm was bare, and it had a crab claw on its left wrist. It also had what appeared to be large wings on the back of its torso that seemed to not be there anymore, with that flap instead closing down to the waist. The new webbed crab thing was not only extremely. All right, so now here's the problem. That's probably too long. Talk to Transformer isn't gonna accept it, so we're gonna see what happens here. And now that Spider-Man's name is no longer within the statement, it's gonna get weird. Okay, so Talk to Transformer has our next beautiful masterpiece ready and waiting. All right, so the new webbed crab thing was not only extremely fast, but also extremely stealthy. It would pass straight through the surrounding fog without a hint of being spotted by nearby predators. Even if the whole army was packed up and ready to fight, it was still very hard for any creature to get its claws through their thick armor. But for Ye Zaichen, as long as he was at the side, this new monster was the perfect hiding place. Oh, it all right, so this has nothing to do with Spider-Man anymore, so I think we're gonna leave this story there. Uh, that turned out interesting. I think this is like the most, uh, sounds the most like a human wrote it. I don't know how the monster became the perfect hiding place, but I'll take it. When I wanted to try something a little different, I haven't, you know, messed with Talk to Transformer a whole lot, so I wasn't sure how it would take writing in it the format of a comic script. So I wrote this out, and we'll see what happens. So panel one, this is what I wrote, just to clarify. Panel one, the Daily Bugle newsroom. It's as bustling and busy as ever. Reporters flock out as Jameson stands among the clatter, furiously shouting, his face growing red. Spider-Man enters through the window. Spider-Man, hey, JJJ! Have I caught you at a bad time? Panel two, on Jameson, confused as he whips around, teeth gnashing and brow furrowing. Jameson, what? You? Okay, so then this is what it gives us. Spider-Man, sure, he runs away. Have I caught you at a bad time? Panel 3. Jameson throws the title of the Daily Bugle's new web slinger in the air and drops. Okay, so let's see where this goes now. Because it took the comic book script ball and ran with it. So hopefully it'll know now. I wanted to make sure that there were two panels in the first time, just to make it clear what was going on. So hopefully Doctor Transformer knows what's happening now. I don't. It probably won't like remember the last time, but you know this gives me hope that it can actually write a comic script. Nope, never mind. Jameson Jameson throws the title of the Daily Bugle's new web slinger in the air and drops his drink in disgust. Jameson, flaring up his anger. Panel 4. Spider-Man looks in Jameson's direction and smirks. Spider-Man, sure have, but you were hiding behind my dad for 3 paragraphs. Panel 5. Jameson storms back to his desk, spitting venom at the sky. Jameson, well, screw you, Peter. I'm going back to my career. Panel 6. He stands next to the desk and waves his hand. A silhouette appears. Okay, I like where this is going so far. Alright. Hopefully that's not too much. and complete text. Took the ball and ran with it. All right, a silhouette appears on the other side of the desk. Panel 7. It's the silhouette of Vanessa Veracruz, Tron lady, posing for a photographic exploit, looking very silly. Silhouette falls off the screen. Jameson. Why is Vanessa in a man's body? Panel 8. Vanessa is revealed to be standing outside the Grand Theater, looking at a. Okay, well, we need to know where this goes now. This is. Alright, this isn't going to have anything about Spider Man, but we're going to have to accept that. So. This is a very interesting comic. I don't know why this hasn't been written yet. Alright, let's find out why Vanessa is in a man's body. Okay, so Vanessa was revealed to be standing outside the Grand Theater looking at a huge light switch at the side of the Grand Theater. Vanessa reaches into her skirt and pulls out a wall plug. Vanessa, I don't see any costume material inside, so I put that in. Panel 9. Vanessa stands in the street outside the Grand Theater, across the street from Frank Winfield's place, the lounge. Frank steps outside and closes the door. Vanessa looks up and sees the imposing form of Jim. I don't know who Jim is, but apparently he's imposing. This is a lot happening in one panel. All right, let's do one more story. I think we haven't really gotten some of the good stuff. It's not apparently. Talk to Transformer doesn't feel like writing Spider-Man, but we'll make it. We will make it write a complex and amazing Spider-Man story. All right, so yeah, Spider-Man did some stuff. I'll be back in a minute. I truly believe that this will end up being today's piece de resistance. I haven't read it yet, just know what I wrote. Alright, so Spider-Man sat atop the Empire State Building, tears rushing beneath his mask. The pain throbbed through his side as once again his thoughts faltered underneath the realization that he had lost. Aunt May, Mary Jane, Gwen, even Jameson, they were all in danger now. What was that? Could it have been an alter ego? Or an evil inhuman calling out to them as the spider tweaked man leaped to the brink of the bridge leading out of Manhattan? This was the man the Spider-Man couldn't defeat. As the masked man landed with a thud, his web cracked under his weight. And if this was the end of the line, his plans of killing Spider-Man. Alright, see where this goes. This is promising. I don't really know what just happened, but it's promising. Oh, that's short. In his sleep, there's still the web slinger and his allies to save. What? That's it? Come on, talk to Transformer. I was expecting more. All right. Well, I think this was a fun adventure into the mind of AI. Uh, it's weird. AI is weird, and I think we've still got a little while before it all takes over and tries to kill us. So that's good. In that time, before the robot apocalypse, why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe? And if you liked this video, then tell me down in the comments below, because there is endless possibilities with this. You know, we can do Batman 1, Superman, any comic character. We can do it with this. So if you'd like to see that, then tell me in the comments below. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and goodbye.